A little over a year ago, I made a video discussing my thoughts on part 1 of the Dragon Ball Legends 4th anniversary. And my initial thoughts on part 1 of the 4th anniversary were not that good. However, with part 2 of the Dragon Ball Legends 5th anniversary happening very soon, I want to give my thoughts on part 1 of the 5th anniversary because so far, it's been pretty good. So for this video, I'm not going to be editing anything apart from like the very beginning, right? But I just want to sit down and talk about part 1 of the 5th anniversary because in comparison to last year, this is leagues better than how the 4th anniversary was handled. Like the 4th anniversary wasn't saved until the very end, you know, with part 3 and us getting Ultra Super Vegito, because part 1 was cool because we finally got UI Goku. But that was it. There was literally nothing else to do in that game after really summoning. Like we had like the initial anniversary events and whatnot, but there was a massive drop off. And not only that, there was also like issues concerning logging into the game during that time. It was an entire mess. But this year, it's as if they completely rectified all the issues that they had during the 4th anniversary. For starters, I mean, this is not really like an issue, but like, you know, we finally got Goku and Frieza in the game as a tag unit, but for an anniversary banner, we didn't get stuck with just 2 units and have 1 unit kind of be useless. We got 4 new units on the banner and all 4 of them are fantastic units. Like, especially because, I mean, as of this recording, right? Tag Goku and Frieza just got a buff, like a very special circumstance, but a buff nonetheless. And then, of course, Casserole, Kiawe, and even Jiren, the Transforming Jiren, they are all fantastic units. All 4 of them. So the fact that we have that many units to pick from and are able to utilize every single one of them viably in this current meta is fantastic. And again, when it comes down to an anniversary, you should load up those banners with new units, like especially hype units, but new units in general. Anniversary banners should never be to the point where it's just 2 new units. I would say with the exception of Ultra banners, but because obviously, you know, Ultra being the highest rarity, it makes sense that there's only 1 new Ultra unit. But if it's just like a regular like LF banner, 2 units is unacceptable for an anniversary banner, like just straight up. So the fact that they changed that is good, right? And also it gives, you know, people the ability to, you know, get units and at least be relatively satisfied with pulling at least an anniversary unit, right? Instead of having, I would say, the higher probability of just getting an older unit. So, I mean, obviously anything's possible when you summon, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. But either way, though, having 4 units as opposed to 2 is fantastic. All 4 of those units are absolutely incredible to use, and it's even better that Goku and Frieza are really good units that come with a brand new type of unique gauge that counters Rising Rush. So that's absolutely fantastic. But putting the units to the side, it's all fine and good if you have, you know, brand new units, all that stuff, and yes, you can use them in PvP, but for the longevity of part 1, and obviously like the other parts and like so on and so forth, you're gonna need something to hold everybody down in between, because if you don't, then there's not really much that you can even do apart from PvP, which can get stale after a certain period of time. And that's where the events come in. Again, compared to last year, where we had literally nothing, like multiple dry spells, it was really bad. This year, we've had enough content to hold us over up until part 2, because remember, the reveals and stuff for part 2 happens in a few days. And we've had content throughout this entire time that Goku and Frieza, you know, alongside the other new units, have released. We've had content to do. There's been multiple raids. There's been multiple events. We've had a total of 4 free-to-play units, 2 that released alongside, you know, the actual part 1 of the anniversary, and then the other 2 that is giving us, you know, the follow-up and leading us into part 2 of the anniversary, right? So we've had free-to-play units. We've had lots of co-op events. We've had lots of just regular PvE events. Like, there's been so much to do in the game that, of course, if you don't just try to burn through everything in one day, then you have enough content to last you the entire time up until, I would at least say, this reveals and stuff. I mean, actually, they literally just released a new full power battle, so you can try to get more multi-Z power for Cooler and Android 13. And not only that, we got the next part of story mode, which is leading up to something that I'm gonna talk about as we continue this video. But we've had content that is good. It seems to be spaced out very well, right? And even though like people might burn through it, it didn't feel as if there was nothing to do, because again, there is still PvP. So it felt like there's a much better balance this time around in comparison to last year, where it was PvP and that was it. And again, like I said, PvP is fun, but after a certain point, it gets stale. And not only is it a good thing that we have PvE content, but it's also a good way for the free-to-play base to get crystals. That was another problem with last year and that anniversary not having events. It was hard for the PvE base to get crystals. And it's crazy because this is the anniversary, right? The anniversary should be the time where you want people to summon as much as possible on these banners, because you know everybody is going to be saving their crystals for this moment. Like, people save for an entire year. Some people, which I mean, I don't know why y'all be doing this, but some people even skip Legends Festival to summon on the anniversary, right? Now, do I think you should skip Legends Festival? No, you should definitely be summoning on Legends Festival banners. But you guys get my point. People save up all year to summon on these banners. But if you're a free-to-play player, right, and you don't, like, you save up all your crystals, you summon on the banner, you don't get the units, of course you're gonna want to go back in. But how could you if there's no events for you to farm crystals? But now that's not a problem. Or I've been able to get a ton of crystals through a lot of the free-to-play events, like a ton, and there's still some I haven't even completed yet. So I'm just glad that they're not alienating the free-to-play base this time around, because it was really messed up last year. But this year, I think that they're finally like focused on making sure everybody is included when it comes down to these massive celebrations. Now, all of that aside, right? Does this mean that the anniversary can be a massive success? In truth, no. Things could go completely south. But with this reveals and stuff though, if they lead off this reveals and stuff very, like, I would say perfectly, not even very well. If they can lead off this reveals and stuff perfectly, then this could end up being the greatest anniversary we have ever experienced. I stand by saying that as of right now, this is probably the best anniversary. And not to downplay like other anniversaries apart from the 4th anniversary, because that anniversary was just not good. But there were obviously like other anniversaries that were really good. 1st anniversary and 2nd anniversary in particular, right? But this has been nothing short of incredible so far. And with the reveals and stuff, they do have a lot on their plates, but there's one thing in particular that, with, you know, all of the hints, if you will, that they've been saying on Twitter, that can really amplify this anniversary. It could end up overshadowing the next premium unit, but still, even so, it would be fantastic. And this is the thing that I wanted to bring up earlier, and I really hope that you guys have played story mode. So if you haven't played story mode, you have literally, by the time I'm done talking, I'm about to talk about it, because this is something that literally every single person has been waiting for, especially me. If there's anybody who's been waiting for this moment to happen, it's me. And that moment, and again, spoilers if you guys haven't clicked off already, is we're getting Super Saiyan Blue Shallot. I still can't believe this. 3 years of waiting. 3 years of waiting. And we're finally going to be getting Super Saiyan Blue Shallot. Like, it was already good enough that we got Giblet and Shallot to fuse. It was even better that we got a sparking iteration of Shallot with all of his forms, like his entire kit revamped, all that good stuff. He's extremely viable. But now we finally have the confirmation of him potentially getting up to Super Saiyan Blue because of the story mode. And the thing with that is, on top of everybody waiting 3 years for this to happen, myself included, we all know that unit is gonna be stupidly powerful. Every single time Shallot has gotten a new transformation, he has always been meta relevant. Every single time. Super Saiyan, he was meta relevant. Super Saiyan 2, he was meta relevant. Super Saiyan 3, he was absolutely meta relevant. And even with Super Saiyan God, he was meta relevant as well. And now with him having the sparking iteration, he's in the meta again. I would say meta relevant because he has a lot of powerful abilities, and not only that, his element factor can't be countered. It's impossible. So now that he has sparking rarity, I would say he's meta relevant because he's like, obviously you can fight off against Shallot and all that good stuff, but you can't ever counter his element factor. Like, he will always be element neutral no matter what. Obviously apart from story mode when you fight dark types. So again, him being a very powerful unit is really, really good. Super Saiyan Blue Shallot, I'm scared. Like, Super Saiyan Blue Shallot, if he's not broken, something is wrong. Something is seriously wrong. Because it's something that everybody has been waiting for a very, very long time. And again, I'm really hoping that they do that form justice. They've done every form justice, apart from, you know, when power creep came and like kind of knocked him off of the meta and all that. But every form that Shallot has had has been fantastic. So I'm hoping that Super Saiyan Blue Shallot is even better. And this next thing I'm about to say is wishful thinking, because if Shallot gets Super Saiyan Blue, there's no way Giblet's not going to get it. But at the same time, I don't think we're going to get like a new playable iteration of Giblet just yet. Probably when the story mode ends, then maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. Like, we'll have to wait and see how that plays. But we do know, like, for sure, like, if Shallot gets Super Saiyan Blue, Giblet is going to get it as well. And not only that, if they, personally speaking, if they announce Orange Piccolo for the next as the next elf unit for part 2, then I think that's the perfect follow-up for the anniversary. Like, everything, it's like all the pieces are just like lining up, you know, like everything's falling into place. They started off strong with Goku and Frieza. I do think that was a really good start, right? But we do know that there should be, you know, 3 parts, much like how it was last year. So to kind of, you know, keep it moving like as smooth as possible, part 2, Orange Piccolo, and then if part 3 ends with Ultra Vegito Blue, this anniversary is godlike. Like, this would hands down irrefutably be the best anniversary we have ever experienced. But again, I'm just really glad that they shaped up from last year. Last year was a very poor example of how to handle an anniversary. Did we get really cool units? Absolutely. We got MUI Goku. We got Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We got Ultra Super Vegito. Like, all of that is cool. All those units were cool. But the way how the anniversary was handled really dampened everything until we got Vegito. Vegito, I would say, quote unquote, saved the anniversary. But the 2 parts leading up to the finale were not that good. Not really an experience that we should ever go through again. And so far, they've led off with part 1 very strong. This first part has been very strong. So I'm hoping that they continue this momentum leading up to part 2, which again is happening very, very soon. And then hopefully to the big finale, part 3, where hopefully we'll get like Ultra Vegito Blue or maybe something even crazier. I don't know. But all in all though, my thoughts on the anniversary, or at least part 1, is it's been handled very well. And I just hope that they continue the momentum throughout the rest of the event. But I do want to know what you guys think about the anniversary so far in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.